Welcome to the STYLECHROMATIC checklist. My name is BREE-ANN, and I'm the founder and the curator of this virtual fashion styling firm. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is all about fashion resources and online websites. I love getting fashion inspiration from these organizations or businesses or websites. I love going here. Some I have not done. I want to do in the future. I'm just giving you some inspiration. Some of these cost money, a lot of money, memberships. Some of them don't. But there's always hacks around that. You could go to just fashion websites instead of paying for subscriptions, because a lot of these companies pay for these services. I just want to let you know about these, and maybe one day you might want to check them out. You never know. So let's get started with fashion resources. Fashion resources, I have the business of fashion. Number one, you do have to pay for a subscription. I got a lot of these services free through my tuition because I was in fashion school. So the business of fashion has a lot of fashion news, industry news. They know what's going on in the industry. They'll tell you, they write articles about it, and they give it straight to consumers. But it's one of those businesses where you have to pay a subscription for it, but they have the latest content in the industry. And the next one is Women's Wear Daily. Some of the articles you can get free on Women's Wear Daily, and some you cannot. So Women's Wear Daily is another one, a subscription. You have to pay for it, but they really have good information for fashion industry, just like the business of fashion. Because if you need fashion inspiration or industry news, that way I would go. Women's Wear Daily has everything you need. They have it from runway to celebrity news to designer news to everything. It's all in there. Next is WGSN, Global Style Network, is a trend forecasting website. They know what's happening maybe like 2 years in the future. So that is awesome to know, like what is popular right now. They'll tell you, and they'll tell you what's popular 2 years from now. So, and they will tell you about the colors that are going to be popular in 2 years. What style, what theme is going to be happening in the next 2 years. And they're always on point, actually. They're always on point with what's going to happen in the future. So that's another one you have to pay for. It costs money. I think a lot of businesses use it in the fashion industry, but I've used it for free through college. I loved it. I got so much information from it. The reports are long, but they're in-depth, and they show a lot of pictures, a lot of mood boards. You get to see the styles. You get to see the products that they're featuring. Best place for trend forecasting is a global network, style network. Highly recommend. But it costs money. It's a subscription. These ones, the fashion resources I'm telling you about, do cost money. And let's get into another section of fashion resources, but you do have to spend money on, would be fashion museums. There's so many fashion museums. In Toronto, we have the Baddest Shoe Museum. The Baddest Shoe Museum features shoes all around the world and how they're made. And it is in a beautiful building in downtown Toronto. I want to go one day. I will go. I was trying to go last year, but I ended up not going. But that is Shoe Museum, all about shoes. Next is the Met. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is in NYC. I love NYC. I really want to go there. They had the Dior they had the Dior displayed, and it was so beautiful. I was obsessed with it. I really wanted to go. I was trying to make plans to go, but I didn't end up going. But they have fashion on repeat. There's also Pearson has their own museum. Love to go one day. I think they showcase student works. love to go. That's another one you can think about to going to if you're in NYC. I think it's free to my knowledge, but yeah. That'd be great to go to. Okay, next is fashion books. I don't have a specific fashion book to tell you about. They are expensive. They can run you up to $200. Like, they're expensive. I would definitely do my research on fashion books because there are small writers out there that are getting their workouts that have industry knowledge. So, and their books are a bit more cheap. So always do your research. Go on Amazon, do a deep dive. I think Amazon has the best collection of fashion books because it's in stock. If you go to Indigo, I love to go in Indigo, but Indigo never has what I need in stock. And it kind of like makes me sad because I can never get the fashion books I want at Indigo. It's all about doing research when it comes to fashion books. And then there's Fashion Week. You can attend Fashion Week in your like town, city, in your city. Yeah, city, I should say. There is Fashion Week. There's Milan. There's New York City. There's London. You could just go outside. I don't know if you could get like a ticket inside. You may not be able to get a ticket inside, or you could follow on Instagram. I think Instagram is the new fashion television. Because people that go to the fashion shows are always on Instagram on their Instagram stories showcasing the fashion. So fashion, or you could also volunteer at Fashion Week. I have volunteered at Fashion Week. I volunteered for maybe 3 hours. It was really fun. The runway was beautiful. I've never seen a runway before. The lounge was beautiful. I saw the lounge. There's a lot of girls. I was backstage with the models. It was so much fun. I loved it. It was really, I loved it. It was a really nice experience. And then Fashion Week never happened again in Toronto. That is Toronto for you. That's Canada, because a lot of things in Canada don't last long. Because it's a different market. Okay, so those are my fashion resources. Those are like industry top tier resources. A lot of us cannot use those resources. So online websites are the best option. So let's get into the websites that I'm gonna feature right now for you guys. I have InStyle. InStyle is all about fashion, lifestyle, beauty. They go in depth with fashion. They have a lot of fashion categories to look at. They have outfits, celebrities, streetwear. They have a lot of sections so you could look at. Really in-depth articles. The pictures are amazing. They have a big feature on Hailey Bieber. Just an amazing website for pure fashion inspiration. Then you have Vogue. Love Vogue. I'm not on Vogue a lot of the time for fashion, but Vogue does feature fashion, so I can't go in depth with that one. I love using Vogue Runway. Yes, Vogue Runway is a little secret that somebody told me about, and I love it. You get to see past fashion shows and current fashion shows, all the outfits. So if they had 100 outfits, you're gonna see 100 outfits. You could type in anything. I remember typing in Brandon Maxwell. I saw his whole show in photos. It was so beautiful. Like, you could just type it in and you could find all these fashion brands. There's so many around the world. There's Europe, there's American, there's Canadian. There's so many fashion brands, and you could just type it in and you could get the whole archives of fashion inspirations. Check out the 90s. It's all on Vogue Runway. Next is, I find Who What Wear is the biggest fashion inspiration for all women. I go to Who What Wear because they have everything. They feature products. They have articles. They have articles on celebrities. Like, they show you what's on sale currently at Nordstrom's or Aritzia or Lululemon. Like, big companies. They have fashion content, well produced pure inspiration everywhere. I love going through their bags articles, because they always have an article of like the top 10 bags hot right now this season. Like, I love those kind of articles. They have celebrities articles about like celebrity fashion. It's so in depth, like how to dress like model of duty, how to get that style for less, or these are the basics that you need to wear. Like, they have so much great content. Highly recommend Who What Wear. Top notch brands. I can't complain, because like they're amazing. And then I have Refinery 29. Refinery 29 does the same thing like Who What Wear. It's not in depth, because they talk about every topic. A lot of topics they talk about for under their brand. But Refinery 21 does talk about fashion. They do talk about sales, like what's currently popular right now. So that is definitely another resource to look at. And then we have the Stylist. Stylist is something I just discovered, so I'm not really in depth with them, but I have seen them. They have a lot of like this season of fashion Vice articles I've seen. So I've seen them feature products and stuff like that, and it is definitely a resource I'm going to continue to look at. I'm not an expert at that Stylist yet. I can't go in depth with them, but they have a fashion page, and I went down it, and they have a lot of content. Next is going to be small fashion bloggers. You have to do your research on this one. I feel like blogging has definitely changed. A lot of people do not write blogs anymore. They're on Instagram, or they're making reels. That is the industry standard right now. So always check out for small bloggers. There's so many out there. A lot of magazines highlight small bloggers or Instagram models now. It depends what they're saying these days. Yeah, always do your research, because there are so many women who have blogs from 2016 or 2009, 2007. I think 2007 is like, I think blogging came out 2005. So yeah, so it's been a long time. People have shifted during culture change, right? We're going through culture change right now. We have Threads coming out now. We have Threads now, so there's always a change when a new social media comes out. There's a new market, new demand. So always check out a small blogger. Okay, next is spending a little bit of money, but there are workshops and courses that you can use to learn more about fashion. We have Masterclass. It's $300. Just to let you know, I don't see myself using it, but I just want to let you know that there is Masterclass. If you want to spend the money, if you want to hear from Marc Jacob, Anna Wintour, or Tan France, they're on at Masterclass. They're the top fashion people that I found on Masterclass. Definitely check them out if you want to learn more about the industry, and if you have the cash flow to pay $300 or maybe $500, maybe $500 Canadian. I don't know. I think it's $300 American, so we'll put that in the back burner. But it's always, they do have articles. You can check them out for free. So there's still information. They have articles. Tan France has an article on how to be stylish. I don't remember Anna Wintour's, and I don't remember Marc Jacobs' articles, but like there are articles out there. Type it in and see what you get. And then next is Skillshare. Skillshare, you can get free subscriptions to Skillshare. Depends on, I don't know if they're doing that still. So I got a free subscription a year ago. I think almost 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. I got a subscription to Skillshare. I spent 1 month on Skillshare just learning. They have a lot of videos about the fashion industry. They have like one video. They could have like six videos, maybe more than that. You have like a teacher, a structure, an industry expert giving you inspiration or giving you advice on the fashion industry. There are so many videos. It's very general. if you type in fashion, you get a lot of things. You have to be specific if I knew what you want to do. Skillshare is definitely something you could pay for, but there's always YouTube, which is free. So I recommend YouTube. I'm going to Skillshare. If you get a 30-day trial, maybe that would be good for you. Or if you want to pay, I think it's a month. I think it's a yearly thing you have to pay. If you see yourself committed to Skillshare, think about paying that. Or if you don't see yourself committed to Skillshare, 30-day trial. Or YouTube University is free, so go to YouTube University. So these are definitely my fashion resources and online websites. These are the top ones I have used. One is new, The Stylist, but the museums, I haven't been to a fashion museum too. But I love a fashion book. I'm just gonna do a little bit of right now I'm gonna tell you my top favorites and what I use. I love fashion books. Worth the money. Online is a hole. Like it's a rabbit hole. You never know what you're gonna get. But fashion books is you get everything you need in a fashion book. You get everything you need in articles, but fashion books just go so in depth. I love a fashion book. I need a fashion book in my life. I love going to online websites like InStyle, Vogue Runway, Who What Wear. I love going to those places. I do not use the resources like Fashion and Business, Women's Wear Daily, or WGSN, because I can't afford it, and I don't really need it. But those are good resources too. So thank you for watching fashion resources and online websites. I'm going to do a social media part. I'm still collecting because social media is it's a big place. It's major. Like it's big. Like it's so big. Like I'm still trying to figure out who to put down on a list. There's so many people out there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.